Now, this is my vehicle, my personal vehicle that I use for most of the places, well, for all of the places I go to, because it's the only one I have. I have had a Hilux before, a Toyota Hilux. The first 4x4 I had was a Land Rover. It was a very old Land Rover. It was a very underpowered Land Rover. It had no diff lock, no nothing. It had suspension like... Actually, it didn't have suspension because apparently the legend goes that the car was designed out of steel. The British couldn't get steel, so they built it out of aluminium, and the suspension was designed to have the weight of steel, not aluminium. So the thing was way oversprung, and your teeth fell out when you drove it. Then after that, I bought myself a Toyota Hilux. It's okay. It was nice at the time. It was a donkey cart. Then I had an Isuzu. The Isuzu had the best suspension of any bakkie I've ever driven, hands down. The Isuzu suspension was better than this car's suspension. It was a dream to ride, but it was getting a bit cramped, especially in the back seat. You know, it was just getting too small, and I actually went to look for the a van type of Isuzu bakkie. The newer one is now called the MUX, Isuzu MUX. Now I was looking for that, but the older version, couldn't find it, and being very disgruntled, I said to the guy, I want to take the Mitsubishi for a test drive, and the Mitsubishi was sold, this Pajero was sold before I reached the tar road to take it for a drive. This vehicle is the most amazing vehicle I've ever driven of all of my vehicles. Now, they say that if you haven't driven an Alfa Romeo, you haven't driven a car. Now I want to use exactly the same argument and say, if you haven't driven a Mitsubishi Pajero, you haven't driven a SUV. It's an exceptional vehicle. It's like a sports car on road. It drives a gravel road like you cannot believe. And it's just amazing. I love it. If I have the money right now, I'll go and buy a brand new one. Okay, right. What modifications have I done to this vehicle? I've put other tires and I've fitted the roof rack. And I've been through Sossusvlei, I've been through the Namib Desert, I've been over the Waterberg Mountains, stock standard. I've fitted bfgoodrich tires, because if you're in Namibia and you drive in sand and you have a flat tire, ooh, you don't want to. So after all my research that I've done, it was between Cooper, bfgoodrich, and then of course the front runner roof rack. Once again, did a bit of research, read up on all the different roof racks, and of all the write-ups I got, the front runner was the toughest one, because when you drive corrugated road, you don't want to, because the reason why you put the stuff on the roof is because you don't want to have a trailer at the back and you don't have space in the vehicle to put the stuff. So if your roof rack breaks and your stuff lies on the road, you've got a serious problem. So you got to fit a roof rack that is strong enough to can rely on. And I tell you, this car did some tough driving through Namibia, because the roads that I got in Namibia were not as good as a person would want it to be, as good as I thought it's gonna be. But yeah, stock standard vehicle, and if I have the money, I'll buy a new one right now, because it's the best vehicle I've ever had. I've driven the new Fortuner. Yeah, it's okay. It's a bit cramped, it's small, it's okay. Prado, Landcruiser. Yeah, Landcruiser is a better 4x4 than this, I agree. But it's also a better donkey cart than this. So, if, you know what, I've had this argument before. If I tell you with your Land Cruiser, now I'm talking about the Land Cruiser, the donkey cart one, those bucky one, that's the one I'm talking. We're not talking about the fancy smart VXs. First of all, I had a Toyota. As a matter of fact, I had two Toyotas. Toyota comes stock standard with donkey cart seats. So first of all, you've got to do something about the seat. That's the first problem with the Toyota. But anyway, the thing is that I said to the guys, I said, right, you go there. I agree. Your Land Cruiser is a better 4x4 than my Mitsubishi. But I tell you what, let's drive to Namibia. I get you on the beach on Henty's Bay. The challenge starts here. And I bet you I'm going to be on the beach drinking a cold one, and those oaks are still going to be on their way with their donkey carts. And I can ride wherever I want to ride. You know, like I've explained before, my purpose is not to drive straight up the mountain. I just want to drive with comfort in places where you cannot go with a normal car. So that's the purpose of this vehicle, and it works 100%. It's magic on road, it's magic off-road. It is a bit thirsty, but I went to Waterberg the other day, got 9.4 liters per 100 kilometers. Better than my Isuzu. If your foot is a bit heavy, yeah. Worst I've seen on that little dial that they have there. Sand driving about 50 liters per 100 kilometers. Average town driving about 13 liters per 100 kilometers. If you drive like a hooligan, you can get, you around about, if you drive hard, 20 liters per 100 kilometers. Which is not bad for a heavy vehicle like this. But yeah, 20 liters per 100 kilometers. It's got enough power. I can drive wherever I would like to drive with this vehicle. So, if you haven't driven a Pajero, it's time that you do. Thank you for watching. Please like, please subscribe to my channel. No, you can like if you like the video. Please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate your subscription. Till next time, thank you. Bye-bye.